Hey guys, welcome back to the daily crypto market update. It is a rough morning to wake up to. Seeing Bitcoin fall down. I mean, I haven't even measured this yet. 16% wick to wick. Um, Insane close, 7%. What happened? Trump announced 100% tariffs on China. That seems to be the cause. Honestly, I don't buy it. I don't think it's like a realistic cause to blame all this on. I think it's kind of a weird thing to say, or rather a weird thing to say like, well, that's the reason why the market dumped. But obviously it's having a lot of issues. And if we assume that a lot of leverage traders are on, or rather in China, if we want to make that assumption, which is ridiculous, then we could say, oh yeah, that's why it's dumping. But volume, massive, massive day of volume. Obviously, if you haven't seen the stats on CoinGlass, 24-hour wrecked, $19 billion. I literally have not seen anything like this before ever. 16.7 billion wiped out in leveraged longs in the last 24 hours. In the last 4 hours alone, 15 billion wrecked. This is unheard of. Unheard of, literally. Worse than the COVID crash by far, especially in terms of speed and like just coming literally out of nowhere. Now, let's go to faster time frames. BTC is actually holding up, of course, the best. Is a pretty deep lower wick, I'm not gonna lie. I don't necessarily expect Bitcoin to go all the way back down there again. These long lower wicks right here are pretty devastating. But to be honest, I'm looking at this as a buy the dip moment. If you're someone that trades on faster time frames, like the 4-hour time frame, for starters, 4-hour RSI just closed down at 12.34, 12.34. If we see a little bit of a lower wick, there is support here at 109,000 TBO support on the 4-hour. One other thing to note too is that we have to wait for the CME to open, but we'll most certainly get our CME gap closed. Basically, it was here. I mean, we know it went down a lot further, right? But as far as the CME chart is concerned, it's not closed. Ethereum still has a gap way down there. Solana closed its gap, so that's kind of good. Now, the thing to consider is we have a long lower wick here on BTC at, I can't see the price, 113, 150. So it's basically where the price is. So the reason why I'm saying, well, I don't expect BTC to go down much lower is because even if it does, and we have the CME open down here at 111, which would be like 2% lower, I don't really want to see that happen. But if it does, basically, I just think BTC is going to slowly chop sideways over the weekend. It might have a little bit of a drop. So I'm looking at the wrong chart. We might see BTC go a little bit lower, but the reality is that we're most likely going to close this 110, 990 CME gap that's been open since the 26th of September. Ethereum has a low here at 38.48, basically where the price is right now. I don't think that's going to be an issue. The main thing that's really interesting right now is stablecoin dominance pumping. Interesting is one way to put it. So clearly this is a massive liquidation event, which caused stablecoin dominance to shoot up 26% wick to wick, which is insane. This is a much bigger event than I was expecting. But on the inverse side, just hear me out. Faster time frames, RSI topped out at 91.41. While there's a chance that we might see stablecoin dominance move up a little bit more over the weekend, I'm not really expecting it personally. I think that we're going to see it fall down more. I don't necessarily think it should continue. To be fair, we can look at previous ones where we had these really dramatic upper wicks. We have to go back in time quite a bit. But this one here was not like a sudden move. It was moving up like this and like a 13% wick, not 20% wick, but it was after a gradual increase and it had a huge decrease. It's basically a V-shaped bounce. Now we have a gradual increase. Yes, we could see more pain to the downside for BTC short term, but I do think that we're going to see something basically where stablecoin dominance does something like this and it returns back down because alts are extremely oversold right now, ridiculously oversold. Now, if for some reason stablecoin dominance happens to continue pushing up higher, let's say it just exceeds, it closes above, oops, sorry. There we go. Wrong button. It closes above this high here on the 16th of June at about 7.38%. Sorry. Then I think that the market's done. Then we're going into bear market. It's ahead of schedule, which is why I don't think that's the case. I still think that October is going to be green. I still think we're going to top out next month. Nothing has really changed that. This is just a very violent short-term dump for the market. So it's causing a lot of pain. Interestingly enough, what I've been expecting to have happen has happened. Bitcoin dominance has tagged the weekly fast line on this move, and a pretty swift move up yesterday. If we go to the daily time frame, Bitcoin dominance moved up 2.33%. So this is actually what I've been waiting for. I've been waiting for BTC on the weekly to tag the fast line. I don't, again, expect it to continue moving up higher. What I expect to have happen next is basically, it might move up a little bit more, but basically, why did I delete that drawing, right? This is what I expect to have happen. So it's kind of weird that it's doing this. I was kind of expecting it to hit 61%, not wicking up this high. But now that this has happened, I do believe that we're going to start to see a transition out of BTC into alts, but it's going to take several more weeks, personally. Ethereum dominance always follows the price of Ethereum, so it's dumped quite a bit. Solana dominance, same thing. We need to look at the total ES chart. The daily chart has a massive, massive candle. This is insane for the total crypto market cap, losing some ungodly number, $900 billion in its market cap, wick to wick. But of course, it didn't close down 23%, but closing down 10% is pretty rough. Of course, we have a close long, so we expect the price to go back up. And for those of you that saw my video that I shared yesterday on the Coin Bureau trading channel about this yellow wick, I've already shared this with the people in the Better Traders Club. They know what's up. They know exactly what I've been talking about and what I've been warning about. They know the game plan. So this is definitely going to be confirmed. There's no way that this will not be confirmed. So just to reiterate, it does not mean that this is the top of the market right here. We did see, I should add, this is kind of interesting. We did see something similar back over here in April and also here in May. But this one is basically where I think we are right now, where it's a little bit rough. We have a couple more weeks of going up and then down. That's what I think is going to happen next. It's a really rough candle, though. I'm not going to lie. Totally 50 is absolutely crushed. Totally 100 crushed as well. The total chart, same story, nothing different here. So it's basically something I've been waiting on and expecting to have happen, just not to this magnitude, I guess you could say. It's been a pretty insane dump. Now, instead of just going crazy and looking at a ton of different charts, I feel like it's just better to focus on the top 10 because there will be some charts that will do well. One thing that helps on days like today is to focus on charts that have been previously strong. And also just keep an eye on BTC because the health of BTC is really going to tell the market which way it's going to go. Now, of course, BTC is having a little bit of a rough start to the day. I won't be surprised if it closes green or down marginally lower. But personally, I'm not really freaked out right now. I think that things should actually do okay. For alts, it's just this has been a really rough 24-hour period. But again, and not to say like you just want to hunt and only focus on the green, but I do think that some of these charts that are green and have been green will do well and that they will recover faster than you expect. But as far as like another massive flush down, I don't expect that to happen. Before I get into anything else, I do want to remind you guys over here at thebettertraders.com, this is what I do for a living. I teach people how to handle dumps like this. After I'm finished recording this, I'm going to jump over to the club and talk to them and give them a little bit of a pep talk right now to let them know, like, this isn't my first dump at all. So the course to check out to learn how to just navigate the markets in crypto, to understand how to prepare for this, the reason why it's important to have a balanced portfolio, the reason why it's important to keep at least 30% of your portfolio in stables at all time, days like today. I'm buying the dip on a lot of different picks, and I'm really excited for the opportunity, and you guys should be too. But if you're over allocated in alts, you don't have anything to buy with. And secondly, you should have at least 30% of your portfolio in Bitcoin at all times. Why? Because Bitcoin is the most stable out of all the cryptocurrencies. So why bet against it, right? It doesn't make sense. So it's a fantastic course. Check it out. There's also a 1-month trial to the Better Traders Club that is included, which also includes the TBO, the trending breakout indicator. Okay, cool. Just want to pop over here to Altrady real quick. Altrady is amazing because you can see how well these DCA bots have been working. Actually, this is insane. So this green dot right here was automated by the TBO, which is nuts. So it actually waited for the best possible time to open up a long, and it bought on the dip, bought on the dip, bought on the dip, and then we're waiting for it to bounce up just a little bit more. And once it bounces up just a little bit more, literally 2.6%, then we take profit and then we're happy. We go on our way. Same thing here for Solana. We're waiting for the price to bounce up to hit our take profit targets after buying the dip at literally beautiful price points. Like that's insane. Same thing here for XRP. Not really freaking out, just doing the same DCA and move on. Like this is what I've been doing for the last 6 years now, which is insane. So market dumps like this are always gifts in disguise, but if you're not prepared for them, oof, it's going to hurt a lot. It's going to hurt a whole lot. Okay, let's go back over to training view. I'm not going to worry about picks today. We're just going to get into looking at a couple of these. So Ethereum has had a really nasty struggle with overhead resistance. Now, please understand, there's no way I could have known that these 3 dots would lead to this. Not at all. This was a 100% manipulated move. How do I know it's manipulated? Look at this wick right here. The lower wick, and then we got the upper wick. So basically, this is a bull trap, and then a bear trap. So getting squeezed on both sides. That is literally one of those Jedi lightsabers that have a blade on both sides. A Darth Maul, I believe this is what this is called. Joking, all jokes aside. But again, it's a really rough move. The fact that Ethereum has struggled to push above resistance isn't good. We almost had an RSI reset on the 4-hour time frame. I mean, pretty much across the board, anything that you're interested in right now, I think is up for grabs. Now, if you're on the more cautious side, one thing that you can do on the daily time frame is you can take the daily candle's lower wick, and then you can just measure it out like this. So if we measure it out 10%, then we have like the medium range, or like the just above the middle of the lower wick. If you really want to be conservative and you're nervous about where things are, and you think things are going to fall more, well, you can place an order just north of the 50% point of the lower wick. I'm giving away some course content, but that's worked really well in the past. Again, I don't expect it to happen for Ethereum. But if you're feeling cautious and you're nervous and you don't want to buy right here, that's okay. Now, let's say that you haven't bought anything and you're really looking to get into the market. Guess what? Bitcoin should always be your first to buy. If you don't have any Bitcoin, buy some. I don't think we're going to get the second follow-up gift. Bitcoin went all the way down here to $102,000 on Binance. So if we were to measure out this wick down some crazy amount, I mean, maybe it might go down to 107, but I doubt it. Again, this is just short-term oversold fear-induced dumping. But Bitcoin would be the best thing to buy, because if you look at the close yesterday, 7%, so many other coins closed down 20, 30% or more. So there's a reason why I keep talking about BTC. XRP, $55. So you guys know how I've been feeling about XRP for a long time. I haven't held back for good reason. I just don't like it. I don't see any reason why people should enjoy it. TBO support line right here is giving an incredible buy opportunity. Usually we talk about these TBO support lines in the bear market, which we're not in yet, but we're moving to soon. But these are always going to be amazing opportunities. Now, this is an extreme lower wick, a massive oversold RSI. This is a buy the dip opportunity when daily RSI is closing up above 25. It might fall a little bit more. It might not. But understand that we want to be very safe and conservative after a big flush like this. BNB has been previously exceptionally bullish. We had a 12% close, really massive long lower wick, TBT bearish divergence, but volume is still looking amazing. I'm actually not joking or lying here. Like, this looks great. Even though it feels shaky and it doesn't look that good for some of you, I understand. But this is essentially a TBO springboard bounce. When the price is super bullish, we look for an entry. Did I not just say this yesterday? I'm pretty sure I did. But we look for an entry on the fast line and we aim to sell at TBO resistance, which is currently at 1278. Nothing has changed. The main thing here to watch, and I pointed this out in the club, we have lower highs on RSI and higher highs on the price. So that's a warning sign. Solana had a nasty dump, 14%, long lower wick, destroyed a lot of leveraged holders. But for spot trading, this is, again, a buy the dip opportunity. Again, I still believe that things are going to be really nice for alts up and basically from the middle of November up to December. We'll see, but that's what I'm expecting. Doge, I really appreciate all of the passion that you guys have for these coins like Doge, but you have to understand my position right now. Like, I've been telling you guys, like, and there's a reason I don't cover this coin is because it just doesn't serve any purpose. It's not worth it. It's not worth talking about. It doesn't do anything. It's not going to go to $1 million. It's Doge. It does nothing. I know so many, you could say the same thing about so many other coins, but there's so many others that at least have some value, utility, use case, Solana, BNB, XRP, I guess, Ethereum, Bitcoin, but Doge, really? Tron, of course, holding up really well during dumps. It only dumped 12% here on Kraken, which is nuts. Cardano, massive long lower wick, 66%. We're not going to see prices fall down that much again. It's going to be a long time. We're going to look back on this. Oh, and that's also what I wanted to do. I wanted to show you guys this for reference. Lots of people were talking about the COVID crash and how bad that was. I want you to understand the COVID crash was a long time coming. It was already bearish. There was already a lot of stuff happening. And it wasn't a long lower wick. It was a single day down 40% for BTC. It actually ended up going in total 52%. It was extremely devastating. And I want you to pay attention to the price action down here. It's not the same as where we are right now. Okay. I want you to see, actually, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to screenshot this. And now we're going to go over here. And I want you to see how it's not the same. There. So we have the price of BTC has been doing really well. I mean, yes, it hit a new all-time high and it had the first real pullback. These charts are not the same. Here's the COVID crash. Notice the difference here. The COVID crash had already looked really bearish and it was starting to fall down more and more. It was literally falling down looking bearish in mid-February before it actually dumped on March 12th. So this is not the same, guys. It's a flash dump for sure, a flash crash, but I don't expect things to be as terrible. Now, this is the important part. This is what we're going to be seeing over the next couple of days, I fully believe. Well, things were much more fearful here because of the uncertainty of what the coronavirus would do, and there's lockdowns and all that stuff. Yay, fun memories, right? But BTC took some time to recover back over here because there was so much fear around COVID. Unknown, no one really knew how to handle it. Now, fast forward to today. This is just a tariff. We've already done this back over here. We literally already did this for months. So again, this is why I don't expect the move to be as disastrous, as drawn out, as bearish. I actually think that, again, we'll kind of chop this way and things will recover. So if there are alts that you've been interested in, Link having an insane 63%. I set my buy orders way too low or way too high for everything. Oh man. So I fully believe that this is a great opportunity to buy coins that you've watched. Now, I've been saying as well, both in the club and also in these videos, that it's really important that you don't just buy anything. Buy coins that you previously missed out on or that were previously bullish. For starters, BNB, easy pick, previously massively strong bullish. While hype has not been massively bullish, it was back over here. There are so many charts that have been ripping and going absolutely insane. Zora, I had no idea this thing even went up higher until I woke up today. Like, that's insane. Why would you not wanna buy a chart like Zora right now? Like, it's risky, believe it. I mean, I understand. Zcash, this one has been just flying. Why would you not wanna get some Zcash on a move like this? Massive, massive dump, right? So, yes, it's still shaky. Yes, it's massively overbought, but go to where the strength is. Don't go to where the weakness is. Why would I wanna buy the dip on Fartcoin today? It makes no sense, 0 sense. No reason why I'd wanna buy the dump on Tia. Why? Why, right? Don't look for these dumpster diving opportunities. First, look for, good opportunities for the mains, for the majors, and then find and identify charts that have been previously strong bullish, and then you can buy those. You can look into building positions. And I will say, again, I teach you guys how to do this, how to build a position in our courses. Don't ape into anything with your entire portfolio. I don't care how much conviction you have. You don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. This is what I teach. This is how I trade. So understand that, yes, things are having we're in an insane opportunity zone right now, but it does not mean that you just ape into something. You're still supposed to, I'm telling you what I do. I use DCA strategies. So I'm buying the dip. And once the price comes up, I'm taking profit out and I'm selling on the bounce. I am not just going to be buying the dip and sitting on my hands and doing nothing. No, I'm going to be taking profit because we could still get another dump in a couple of days. I don't know. But for now, in the short term, I'm expecting a little bit of a bounce. So we should see a little bit of a green over the weekend, but there's no guarantees to that. So again, this is what I teach in our courses. This is why it's so important to check those out. Now, tomorrow, I have a video coming out. Turn on your notifications. You do not want to miss it. It's going to be popping up here tomorrow. But until then, watch this video. And until the next time, you know what to do. Stay awesome and stay in the green. Peace.